Hi, everybody. This is Pastor Phil. Welcome to the weekly Word Live. Coming to you live, not from our studio at the campus, but coming to you live right here from my back porch, where we are now under a stay at home order from the governor. So we're quarantining. Of course, in the background, you can see my wife right there. She's working, she's teaching school right now, virtually. Anyway, welcome everybody, and we've got some great things planned. In a second, I'm going to bring Pastor Matt in here. We're going to talk about getting through this quarantine situation and being intentional about it. We've had some great conversations about that. Of course, been trying to figure this out, I guess, just like the rest of us. But before we do that, I wanted to give just some important information, some updates to the Life Point congregation about all the different things that are happening lately, especially as we've just gotten this order. I sent out a big email today. Hopefully you got it. If you didn't get an email from me today, that means you're not on our email list, and we don't want you to miss any information. So if you're not on our email list, if you didn't get an email from me today, just do me a favor. Go to lifepointchurch.com. That's our website. And when you get there, there'll be a pop-up that pops up, one of those obnoxious pop-ups that pops up. And it will ask you to jump on our email list, and that will make sure you get all of the latest information. But anyway, wow, we've been live for 3 weeks now, exclusively online for our worship service. Now, we've been broadcasting live every single Sunday for a couple of years, and that's nothing new to us, but this is the first time, that we've been only online. And of course, most churches are in the same boat with us. But it's actually been very interesting. I was just sharing in this email that in the last 3 weeks, we've had as many as 7,000 visitors see the online service, which is amazing. That's more than usual. Now, it's hard to tell exactly how long people are viewing for and all that stuff, but we do know that at least 7,000 different pairs of eyeballs, and maybe even more if there's more than one person watching, have been watching the service and hopefully being encouraged and hearing the gospel. And besides for that, financially for the last 3 weeks, we were expecting a downturn in our offerings, but actually we've been holding steady. And this month, March, we made budget, which is awesome. And so one of the first things I want to do is say thanks to all of you who are out there in the Life Point community, who've been watching and who have been giving faithfully. We really, really appreciate that. Just a quick reminder, you can give to LifePoint at any time. All you've got to do is text any amount that you want to give with your mobile phone to the number 84321. So if you just pull out your mobile phone and then open up your messaging app, and then instead of typing a phone number of who you want to text to or a name, you type the number 84321 and then any amount, 10, 25, 50, 100,000, whatever, and it comes to LifePoint, and we certainly appreciate that. Now, if you're old school and you just want to write a check, you can still do that. There's a drop box that has been mounted on the wall outside the front of our building. You can drop a check or cash into there. And by the way, we're still collecting items for the community. So food items, essentials. There's a box out front of the campus, and you can put whatever you want into that box. If it's shelf stable, foods, cans, whatever. And someone's checking it every single day to make sure that we get that stuff in the building. Speaking of items for the community, just a quick update. Since the stay at home order goes into effect tonight, the building is now closed and the offices are now closed. Pastor Matt, Pastor Jan, myself, we're all working out of our homes now. And so we'll go into the building if there's anything we need to do, like take the food items in or that kind of thing. But we're really not working from there anymore. We had been filming other churches in our facility using our equipment to film newer churches or smaller churches who didn't have the ability to film. We've been doing that for them, but we're not doing that anymore. There are a few churches that we've helped out with advice and even loaned some of our equipment to them so that they could continue to stream. But just because of the stay-at-home order and in order to feel safe and make sure that we're not spreading this virus, we're all just staying home, and that building is closed. A couple other things we need to let you know. We do have for our food pantry, we've got it arranged. Pastor Jan's been working on this. We've arranged things into boxes of items. So some pasta, some rice, some canned goods, some essentials into one box, so that families that need support can still receive that support. All they've got to do is drive up to the campus, and then we have somebody go ahead and put that right in their trunk or put that right in their car for them without them even having to get out. And that's by appointment only. So if you know somebody who is in need of food assistance and who's been struggling a little bit, you can still have them get in touch with us. They can call the church phone number, which you can find on our website. But if you want to know it now, it's 407-327-6468. Or you can reach out to us through Facebook or IM us, however you can get in touch with us. And we can arrange to have people receive food items through this new drive-through. So we're still doing that. And as far as worship services, we're still going to broadcast every single Sunday at 10 a.m. And we're going to do it absolutely live. And we're going to do it from our different home studios. So Pastor Jan can reach out from his home studio. I can reach out from my studio. Pastor Matt can reach out from his. So you can expect a regular church service with all of the encouragement, worship, and everything that you normally find at Life Point. But it's just going to be all online from each of our individual homes. We have all the technology to do that and resources. And actually, I think it's going to be interesting and exciting and kind of like the first century church, because the Bible says they mostly met in their homes. And so basically that's what we're doing. We're just not in one home. We're just in all of our separate homes. So that's what's coming up. Don't forget, Easter is around the corner. And normally people would be excited and enthusiastic about coming to church on Easter. You can invite your friends on Easter. This Sunday, what we're going to do is work up a way for you to digitally invite your friends to Life Point for Easter. And we do have some really exciting things in the works for our Easter broadcast. So don't forget about Easter. Jesus Christ is still alive. He is risen. And that is one of the reasons why we can have confidence when we face uncertain times that we're in now, for example, because of Easter. So we're going to celebrate Easter and just look forward for that. Okay, now I think we're going to bring in a special guest here, if my technology works. Matt Clark, who is at his house right now. Matt, are you out there?
I am definitely out there.
Matt, what's the deal with these strange glasses? What are you doing? I don't understand. Did you get a new prescription or something?
I went online to the church website. I don't know if you know about this, Phil,
I heard
but
about this.
we now have LP 3D available, so we can show our services live in 3D. And I got my glasses already.
You know,
Look at
I
these.
heard something about this 3D
Yeah.
technology at Life Point. Should I bring everybody up to speed and play the video?
Matter of fact, why don't you play the video? That would be a great idea.
Hi, my name is Phil. I'm the lead pastor at Life Point Christian Church, and I've got some exciting news for you today. You know, for the past 2.5 years, we've been streaming our Life Point worship service every single Sunday at 10, but starting this week, it's all gonna change. See, we are unveiling a brand new revolutionary technology that we call Life Point LP 3D. It's online church viewing, only better. Here's how it works. You tune into the Life Point live stream on Facebook, YouTube, or lifepoint.live, and then you put on your patented Life Point LP 3D glasses, and boom, it's like you're right here with us. Trust me, everything is better in 3D. Do you remember that movie Avatar? It's sort of like that, but without the aliens. To get your Life Point glasses, all you got to do is go to lifepointchurch.com/LP3D. And as an added bonus, the first 50 people to respond will get their glasses absolutely free. And you can choose the color that you like. They come in matte black, midnight plum, and Malibu sunset. Once again, to get your LP 3D glasses, go to lifepointchurch.com/LP3D and order yours today. I look forward to seeing you this Sunday in 3D.
Wow. Well, what? Where are you going? Matt, are you there? Okay, he looks like he's resetting. It looks like he's resetting his internet connection, so I'll just go to my screen for a second. um, you guys know, historically, we've always done a little bit of an April Fool's prank, and this was a prank, and we did get a few people on the prank. A few people really thought we had gone 3D, and a few people were actually a little disappointed that this was not a real thing. Matt, let me know when you're ready over there, so I can I can talk back to you. Let me check.
All right.
Oh, you're back? Okay.
I'm back. I moved inside because my internet out there is not as well as it is inside here. So a little bit different view, but that's
funny.
okay. Well,
I switched back, and all I saw was cables and cords and things moving around. All right, so let's
see my computer moving.
Let's talk about this this prank. A lot of fun. Did you get anybody? Did anybody believe it on your end?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I think we saw people that referenced the website. So.
Yes, we were going to take a look at the website, right? To see because a lot of people didn't actually click through the website for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, no, you got to click through it.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can pull it up here. Give me a second, everybody. Let me get my technology together, and I'm going to pull up this fantastic website that Matt put together so that you guys could check out this great April Fool's prank. But it's just going to take me a second to pull it up. Here we go. All right. So we have the power to do some video technology, and let's see. Here we go. All right, so we're looking at the website here. Let me make it so you guys can see it better. The idea was you get these glasses, you go to the church, and you can order these LP 3D glasses right here. And you can see here that the regular service, not so good. The LP 3D service, very good. Look at the shine on my head there. It's fantastic. And you could choose between Matte Black, Midnight Plum, and Malibu Sunset. By the way, Matt, what's your favorite color?
Oh, Malibu Sunset, of course.
Malibu Sunset. That seems to be everybody's favorite. And then you can see here the, this is what it looks like without the glasses. And then when you click on Get Your Glasses Today, you get this.
Oh, yeah, do the little slider.
Yeah, I did the slider. You get this fantastic April Fool's. And then just a little bit of, hey, we hope that you didn't mind our joke. We're not joking around about the virus, but we are able to turn towards God
having
in
fun
in times of panic, and understand that Jesus Christ reigns supreme, and nothing in all creation can separate us from His love. So that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun there. I hope people weren't too bothered by it.
No, I think there were plenty of April Fool's jokes going around. I saw some parents that were doing jokes on their kids, Marquez, Barnett, that were just in from your school. The email says you have to repeat because we missed so much school. You have to repeat the grade, and the kid's face is like, oh no, so falling. My mother always. 81 years old, always tries to get me every year. And this year she had a friend of hers text me, your mom has tripped over the cat and I'm about to take her to the hospital with a possible broken leg. I didn't fall for it one bit. I was actually in Lowe's picking up some propane, and I immediately stopped and wrote, sorry, can't talk right now. Steph and I are stuck on the side of I-4, broken down, radiator busted. So it didn't even respond to his thing because I knew it was an April Fool's joke.
But what if it wasn't?
And I know my mother.
Oh, okay.
I know my mother. And it went on. He went then and said, we're just got to the hospital. His next text, we just got to the hospital. There's like 50 people in line. We can't get in, etc. And then I texted back, a photo of actual picture that I found online of a police car, Orlando police, with a Lynx bus broken down. I said, "You're not going to believe this. This Lynx bus just broke down right in front of us. Look at all this traffic, you know." And so we went on back and forth, until one of the final things was he took a picture. My mom was laying in her bed. They had bandaged up her leg, put the crutches next to her, had the yellow hospital socks because she had just done surgery. She had eye surgery, so it made sense potentially that she would trip over the cat. And she had those yellow socks that you wear for not slipping at the hospital. And she's, feigning her, her pain kind of thing. So yeah, it went on till 6 o'clock that night until she finally called me because she kind of thought, well, maybe Matthew is stuck on the side of the road. So yeah.
So you sort of got her back.
Good.
Well, I hope that your mom never actually gets hurt on April Fool's Day because she'll be in big trouble if that happens.
Yeah, it's the boy who cried wolf, or the mom who cried wolf, I guess. Yeah.
Now we're gonna have a little bit of fun today. We played a game last week. We've got another game to play this week, just because we need a little bit of diversion from this craziness. And so you've got a little game that you've whipped up. Should I launch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Launch the game and the name. And
check this out. Here we go.
Sound.
This game is called Which Steph Is It? Which Steph is it? Whoops, that's not the right. And let's explain what this game is all about.
Yeah. So basically, I'm married to a Stephanie, and you're married to a Stephanie.
I'm married to Stephanie. She's right in this window right there.
Yeah, mine's over here next to the couch here. So the difference is my Stephanie spells it with a PH, and your Stephanie spells it with an F. So that's why we have that little graphic with the F inside there. So it's both names together.
Yes.
So which Steph is it? The F or the PH Stephanie?
And
so that's what we have to play.
Are teachers.
Yeah. So the similarities are both named Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Both are teachers.
Yes.
Both are married to pastors.
Yes.
And both have 2 eyes.
That is true. And both of them are if we got them in the room together, right? Their brain power together would probably it would be scary to see what they could accomplish, because they're both sort of similar in a lot of different ways, besides for the fact that they're both married to pastors and have the same name. They also think alike. But what we did is we came up with a little game where what we're going to do is just to help the LifePoint family maybe get to know them a little bit better, get to know us a little bit better, and then also just kind of have some fun with our wives at their expense. You're going to read off something, and then everybody gets to guess if it's which Steph it is.
You have to guess whether it's Steph
Is it
or
that
Steph.
Steph with the PH, or is it this Steph with the F? Okay, so let's get into it. Let's see what you got.
Let's which Steph was born in Cedar Falls, Iowa?
Oh,
that's
interesting.
Your Steph with an F or my Steph with a PH? What do you think? Go ahead and guess.
Now I'm looking online, and
Anyone respond?
Yeah, there's 13 people watching, so let's see if you can guess which Steph is it. Is it the Steph with the F or the PH? There's a little bit of lag here, so we'll have to kind of give a few seconds for people to do it.
So which one was born in Cedar Falls, Iowa?
All right.
Steph or Steph?
And the answer is...
Your Steph.
My Steph was born in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Right.
Yeah.
Because she's
My
from
Steph
Iowa.
Yeah. My Steph was actually born in Sanford, Florida, oddly enough.
Okay, look at this. So we got Al got that right. Oh, Heather got that one wrong, but thanks for playing. Appreciate that. Okay, next one.
All right, so which Steph has the movie, their favorite movie is Usual Suspects?
Ooh, okay. I know the answer to this question, but I don't know if everybody else does. Which Steph likes the movie Usual Suspects? You know that movie? That's a good one. That's with the Kaiser Soze, and at the end of the movie, the whole thing is like, I don't want to give it away, but at the end of the movie, it's like this big twist. Could be a good movie to watch when you're quarantining. Okay, let's see. We got some answers coming in.
So, is it my Steph or your Steph? And the answer is?
Your Steph.
Yes.
Right. I know that.
Your Steph. Do you know your Steph's favorite movie?
I think I would guess it might be Groundhog Day or What About Bob?
What about Bob?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I didn't actually
Yeah.
look at her answers,
The-
really.
You didn't look at her answers.
No,
but
I
you,
can guess.
But you knew.
I know. I can just know.
You,
Okay.
all right. So
Let's move on,
let's
move
say which Steph is which Steph's favorite color is purple. So what do you think? Guess that, and
Purple.
the answer is which Steph?
The answer is got to be your Steph. I
My
believe.
Steph. Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yes, because yours is green.
Green is what she likes. Do you know why my Steph is green? Is
Why is
because
that?
when she was young, she looked around and basically everything she saw was green. The grass was green, the trees were green, all of the foliage was green. She figured that's God's favorite color, so I'll make it my favorite color too. There you go.
Hey, what do you
All
know?
right.
My wife, when she was born, was an alien, and all she saw was purple.
Or she likes eggplant, I guess, or something like that. Or Prince, maybe.
Yeah, no, far from liking eggplant. That's for sure.
Right?
All right, so this next one is which food, which person, which Steph does not like okra?
Well, I like okra. I love okra. Let's see. We got a couple people playing. Heather, you think you're failing, but you're not failing. Keep going. All right. So far,
Don't fail.
Al's been doing pretty good. I like to see that. Okay, which Steph does not like okra? Go ahead. The answer?
Both.
Oh man. Let me see.
Can you do both graphics?
It's a trick question. I think I can. Look it. I'm doing both graphics right now. Both do not
There
like
you go.
okra.
Both do not like okra.
That's sad 'cause
Although
I love okra.
my Steph did say seafood on her list, but she also does not like okra. So when I said okra, she's like, "Oh,
That makes
yucky."
sense. Let's see how our people are doing. All right. I think everyone got that one right.
All right. So which Steph is allergic to bananas?
But what
Which
about
Steph
banana
is
flavored
allergic to
candy
banana?
though? Is that the same?
I don't know.
You know those
Is it?
those little chewy taffy things that come in banana flavor that are so good? This is a good question. I know the answer to this question, which
Okay.
maybe makes
I
people
know the
think,
answer
"Oh,
to
it's
this question, too.
probably the other Steph then." But no. What do you think?
But I know the answer to this question.
It is
Well,
Steph with a
My
PH
Steph.
is allergic to
That's right.
bananas.
Yeah, anything banana, anything with banana extract, anything with real banana, plantains, the food touching the plantains. If she eats
Really?
it, her mouth. Yeah. We were actually in a restaurant, and she just ate the pork that was touching the plantains, and her mouth starts to get tingly and numb and swell up.
Weird.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah,
do one
I know.
more. Let's do one more
Are you
for our
saying
contestants at
my
home.
wife is weird? All
No,
right,
I'm saying
let's
bananas
see.
are delicious.
They are. Let's see. Let me pick a good one here. Okay, what year? Which out of these two? What year did they kiss their current husband? That would be.
They're like their current husband. How many have they had?
Yeah, their current. Just in case there's a future.
Their only husband.
So when was their first kiss from either you or I, respectively? Obviously.
We're
So what
guessing
year
a
was
year?
that? Oh, sorry. The year would have been 1988.
1988. Which
1988. Which Steph kissed their husband for the first time and married them in
interesting.
1988?
But didn't get married in 88.
No, they didn't. Yeah. Doesn't necessarily. Just the first time they kissed.
Right. Okay.
So, which Steph? Was it the Steph PH, my Steph, or the Steph F, your Steph? Anyone want to take a guess? Huh? Last one.
1988 was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Okay, put your guesses in, everybody. Log them in. And the answer is...
Are you ready for the answer? Both.
Oh my goodness, it's another both.
Yes. That is a similarity.
That's another similarity. Isn't that crazy? Yes, I was only 18, and I suppose you were probably 18 too.
17 or 18.
17 or 18, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good,
Do you
wholesome
remember where that
Christian
first
kiss,
kiss
though.
was?
On the beach.
Oh, mine was on the lips. That's weird.
I knew that was coming. All right. So we were
All
talking
right, so that's-
earlier. We were talking earlier about some things that were more serious, but let's talk about them now, because a lot of people are kind of like stuck in this quarantine thing and want to make the best of their time, but maybe struggling to make the best of their time, having the best attitude. If that's you, raise your hand. That's me. So I know that you've had a couple conversations about this and talking with some families. Why don't you fill us in a little bit about this idea of being intentional in this weird crisis time?
Yeah, well, the idea is don't be fooled into since we're talking about April Fools and fooling which staff is which, but in essence, don't be fooled into thinking certain things during this time. So one would be, don't be fooled into thinking that you have to do everything that is offered online. You don't have to sign up for every free thing that comes across your website or your email, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to be bombarded a lot with things online, and so you don't have to sign up for everything. Basically, time management is still based upon what you value.
Right.
Just like it was when we were all together, we still kind of what do you value? Where's your heart at? What is important to you? That's where we spend our time or money. I think we've always said that in the church world, and it's kind of a universal principle. Whatever is important to you, you spend your time and money, and that's what right now you're probably not spending as much money as time.
Yeah.
And where do you spend that time? And you just don't be fooled into thinking that you've got to grab everything that is online. Joel Potter and I were talking about this. Joel Potter is one of our partners. He was a past elder at Life Point. They also had the Potter Mission, and we were just kind of talking a little bit about that, and kind of talking a little bit like of the FOMO, which is fear of missing out.
Yeah.
And that you can't allow that to happen in your life even, and I think that's sometimes we think, oh, they're offering this cool thing, I better go get it and sign up for that, and just be mindful of what you're kind of having to jump into.
I feel pressure, to do more things, I think, because I have more time. I don't really actually have more time. All I've done is exchanged locations. I still have the same amount of things to do, probably more to do. But I think that's a good point, is that there's a lot of people right now that are trying to either sell something or get people involved in things, and they're taking this opportunity to sort of capitalize on a captive audience, so to speak. So don't be fooled into thinking you've got to do everything at this moment. The best things you can do are, number one, I think, stay safe, connect with your family as best as you can in this weird time, connect with God during this time, be connected to other people at reasonable, amounts. There's no reason to go overboard and try to do everything. So I think that's a good point.
Yeah. The next one would be, don't be fooled into think that you have to provide every waking moment for your family. In other words, I think we said this last week a little bit. It's okay to allow boredom. It's okay to allow your kids, if you have a family, to be bored a little bit, to allow creativity to come into their space. And so creating space allows other things to happen. So you don't have to provide, especially as parents or families or whatever, entertainment for every waking moment.
Yeah.
I think we can get into that, especially now that we're in this moment. Even Joel Potter and I were talking. Joel had mentioned something to the effect of, we also tend to allow our kids sometimes to do more. Well, we think, well, man, they're stuck at home, so I'm going to allow them to play video games for 8 hours. I mean, he's not doing that. I'm not doing that. But that's kind of what we do as parents. We say, well, boy, it's really tough right now. And there are moments where we have to kind of assess our kids and where they're at, their emotional state is at. But that also doesn't mean you just open the floodgates of allowing them to do anything they want either. So don't provide every waking moment of entertainment for your family. Allow that boredom, allow them to figure out some things as well.
Boredom is
If you have anything to say.
actually, I think, what's missing. I mean, you can call it boredom or call it meditation or solitude or something. You use a better word, but for those of us that grew up before there was an entertainment option at your fingertips 24 hours a day, you'd have to go find things to do. You would get creative or go out and do things outside or make something in the garage or, you know, light something on fire. No, don't do that. When I was a kid, though, you do whatever. But it does force you into a different place, and that's a healthy thing to a certain extent. So I love that idea.
Stephanie, my Stephanie, not your Stephanie, sent me an article on Generation X, which is us. We're not boomers, as our kids would try and place us into boomers. We're not boomers. We're Generation X, and that generation was the latchkey kids. Remember the latchkey kids? You would come home, and you didn't have to take care of yourself. Some kids actually literally wore a key around their neck because their parents weren't home, and you just went home by yourself.
Yes.
And so, we would go out and play in the woods. It basically opened up freedom to be bored and then go create something or light something on fire, like you said. Not that we need anybody lighting on fire.
What's interesting at this time is, you're quarantined, but you can go outside. You can go to the park. You can go on walks. You can ride your bike. And so I think that's a healthy thing for not just parents, but for everybody. My Stephanie's been taking some bike rides. She talked me into taking a bike ride with her the other day. It was great. So those are things we wouldn't necessarily do. I mean, we would a little bit, but maybe not intentionally. So it's a good opportunity to be intentional, whether you're a family or just an individual, to go out there and do something different. That's good. What else you got?
The last one, before we talk about what is not foolish, the last one is don't be fooled into thinking that it has to be perfect moments. I think what we see online is many times still framed. Like look around and you'll still see all the mess around the house in a physical sense, but also don't feel like you have to post every moment, even with your kids. Like that puts sometimes pressure. Like, okay, everyone, you start to do something and you think you've got to capture it to put it on social media, and there's pressure in that. Allow the moment to be the moment. That you don't have to create these perfect moments and then show it to everyone. Just allow them to be moments.
Well, what's weird about that is I feel like because everybody is at home and we're used to being somewhat social, and social media is the only way to be social right now, that there's maybe some additional pressure to sort of show up out there. And I think some of that is healthy, right? Like I see people are inventing ways to, like, here's, show me something on your phone that's colored yellow, post it here, or, different little games that they're sort of playing, which obviously is just fine. But the flip side is not everything has to be online. And some of those moments there, whether they're between you and your husband or wife or your family or whatever, can just be moments without the pressure to be like, ooh, I got to let everybody know what I'm doing, or compare to everybody else's perfect, picture perfect little scenario that they've got going, And I face that too, because I'm like, ooh, that guy started a cooking show. Maybe I should do that. Or, this person did, that's what I should do. And it's like, wait a minute, you're just trying to do that because you want to what? You want to, try to live up to some expectation or whatever. So I think that's pretty reasonable. I would suggest if you're watching, if you've faced any of this, put it in the comments. Like maybe if you've kind of felt like you're missing out, the FOMO, I love that phrase, or that you've had some kind of expectation to be online more, to do something more, share that with everybody. Because I think once people realize, oh yeah, that happened to me too, or that other person's dealing with it, kind of normalizes a lot of what we're going through.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, there's some things that I think we could say. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I was going to leave off with just this final idea from the Bible. I feel like we're counting down to something. Not the end of the world. I think we're counting down to a time when we can go back to normal. And I think everybody's excited about that. We don't know if it's going to be June 1st or June 15th or June 30th. We really don't know. Okay, they're saying that it could be, in June sometime. But we're counting down, and we have this opportunity right now. Let's call it an opportunity to live in a different way and to be intentional about it. And as a church, we're trying to figure that out. Like, okay, well, we're not going to give up being a church. We're still going to do the stuff the church has to do for the next, 30 or 45 days. So there's one of the Psalms that David wrote, Psalm 90. He says, teach us to number our days so that we may gain a heart of wisdom. And if you knew that you had, say, 45 days to do something, 45 days to reconnect with your family, 45 days to get in shape, 45 days to be stuck in your house, working differently. How can you make those days count? And I think what I love about David's psalm is he asked God for direction. He asked God, teach us, And so that's just my encouragement. And I say that to myself too. I'm looking at myself right here on the screen. I need the encouragement as much as anybody else to ask God to say, okay, well, guide me in this time, not what I see on Facebook, not what I read in the news, not what a meme says, but what God says about teaching us. And so I'm just encouraging everybody to allow God to guide you in this thing, and to speak through His Word and to speak through other people as well, and just as a way to sort of number what we've got. Maybe we've got 30 days left of this, and then we'll be behind us. Maybe it's more, but whatever it is, let's use it and be intentional about it.
Absolutely. Yep. No, that's good. And I think we can all, brainstorm different ideas that you could do, which is allowing this time to dig deep into prayer and scripture, kind of quieting yourself, framing yourself. Joel Potter and I were talking about that. He mentioned that. It's kind of you bringing yourself to that point of a meditation of prayer. Brainstorming those creative things that you've always wanted to do. Start writing a book. Allow that time to purge or clean. Those are all things that you can be potentially doing. But most importantly, I think it's centering yourself around what God, what do you want? What are you teaching me during this time? What do I need to be doing, learning, asking? And I think that's a good thing for all of us to be mindful of.
Before we close out, let's just give people some announcements quickly about what's coming up and remind them about how they can be involved in different ways.
Yeah, speaking of fear
church.
of missing out, don't miss out on this.
Yeah. So let me see. I'm going to bring up this graphic if I can find it. Oh boy, here we go. Looking around for a slide. Here we go. All right, so just looking at here, obviously starting on Sunday, we have the live online service. It's at 10 a.m. For those of you that have ever had trouble finding us, because I know sometimes it's hard to find it on Facebook, the easiest thing to do right now is go to lifepoint.live in your web browser.
Yep.
Okay, lifepoint.live. Now, every single Sunday, I've been sending out a text message at about 9:55 with a link. If you're not getting that text message, let me know and we'll get you on that text message list because it just makes it real easy. Now, Monday, you've got a few things going on, Matt. Why don't you tell everybody about Fuse Junior and Fuse Kids? How can they get involved in that?
Yeah, so, every morning during the week of the 4 days, we have the Devo time that the kids have. Let me look back at my notes that I have these. Every morning that's on Tuesday, Wednesday. No, that's actually Monday through Thursday. Yeah, it's missing on Monday, but 9 a.m. there's a God time with different people. Those names aren't necessarily the ones that. But then we have actually this is the wrong graphic that I sent you, Phil. So sorry.
It is.
Yeah, because Fuse Junior and Fuse Pre-K, the Pre-K and elementary kids actually get released on Sunday. So sorry, I sent to the original graphic and then we made changes to it. But what ends up happening is Sunday is LifePoint Live, our live service, like you said, and the same day we put out at the Fuse group page on Facebook the Fuse Junior and Fuse Kids, which is the lessons for the kids
Okay.
to do all week.
Okay.
Then Monday, Woven, the young adults and college and young adults have their thing Monday night live.
And
at
that
7 p.m.,
is that
7:30.
that's a Zoom meeting, right?
That live is actually on YouTube.
Okay.
Then they do something on Zoom on Friday. And
So we've
then,
got to
of
make
course-
sure, you get the link on our website to this stuff. If you want to find out how to be a part of that young adult meeting, you go to our website to get the link.
Yeah.
Same with
And sorry, I
Tuesday,
messed up Tuesday is our online prayer.
right? And you get the
7
link
p.m.
at the website as well. And that is a Zoom meeting, and you don't need an account. Doesn't cost you anything. If you use your phone, it'll ask you to download some software. But we can get a bunch of people online to pray, and you're welcome to do that. And then tell us about Merge on Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday night we jump online with the students, 6th through 12th grade, at 7 p.m. on Wednesday night, and we just did ours last night. Had a good time. We played little fun games on virtually with each other, and then we kind of do a little bit of lesson, like a 10-minute, 15-minute, just we're talking, and then we break up into groups. Literally on Zoom, we send kids into different virtual rooms with
Yep.
their leader.
Yeah.
And they, usually the guys and the girls split up, and then they have discussion questions that they go through. So it's fun time on Wednesday night.
And the link again, you can get the link on the website.
You can get it on the website as well as Facebook. Merge on Facebook.
Yeah. And then Thursday, of course, we're trying to do the weekly word live each week at 2. And then Friday, the Life Point at Home. Those are special kind of challenges or ideas that you're sharing for essentially the family ministry, correct?
Yeah. So this past week we did the blanket fort challenge, which we're going to show off some of those results on Sunday. We'll have some of those that you can see them on Sunday morning. And yet we introduced a new challenge tomorrow. So we'll show off the challenges from the week before, basically, is what ends up happening. So we get a full week of everyone putting them in. And we had a bunch of people that submitted their forts. So it's really cool. We'll show
that
some
is
off.
exciting.
And then Friday night, 7 p.m., Woven, the young college and young adults do their live chat on Zoom.
Yeah.
And those, again, you can go to the website to get that link.
And then
Or
Saturday.
actually, their Facebook page.
Oh, their Facebook page. I think that's the important thing to take away, because I do know some people are like, I don't know where to find any of this stuff. LifePointChurch.com, in the events section, you can find all of this stuff and the links for everything there, because it is kind of scattered. Some of it's on YouTube, some of it's on Zoom, some of it's on Facebook. But find all the information there. And then just as a little kind of ending reiteration, I mean, we just talked about being intentional and don't feel pressure. And then here's a bunch of things to do. You don't have to do all these things. Do what makes sense for you, okay? Do what makes sense for your family, or work these in some intentional way. But don't feel like, oh my goodness, now they just threw a bunch of stuff, because obviously that would not make sense. We're just putting this stuff out there because there are people who are needing and looking for ways to get encouraged. And obviously this is spread amongst different groups. You got young adults in there, you got some kids in there, you got families, you got regular people. Anyway, I'll leave everybody with this thought. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being faithful and for being such a part of a great church family. Love you guys. If you have any needs, make sure you reach out to us so that we can know about them. We want to be here for you. And don't forget about the 3-dimensional service this Sunday, 10 a.m. Again, the easiest way to watch is lifepoint.live, although it will be available on our YouTube channel and at Facebook as well. But make it simple on
And
yourself.
if you want to chat with people, you have to have a YouTube account. But you can click on, once you're at lifepoint.live, you can just click on the YouTube logo, and it'll take you right to YouTube interface where you can see the chat function on the right there and chat with people if you so desire.
Yes, exactly.
Unless you
Which
want
is
to
nice.
remain anonymous, and you can just stay there at lifepoint.live.
Yeah. All right.
That's
that's it for you. Thanks for joining me, Matt, from your porch/office, and thanks to Stephanie, for being gracious and providing some answers, and to my Stephanie for providing some answers and being gracious as well. We love you guys. Until next time, signing off for the Weekly Word Live. Have a great week, everybody.
We'll see you. Have a great week.